They marched on a glorious autumn day into Synergy Field. The Bronco Boosters and the Bronco Busters. And over the next 3 hours, they were thrilled and chilled. They watched earnestness, they watched helplessness, they watched selfishness. Some fans didn't expect to see much. Their commitment to the Bengals is over. But others put on their happiest faces and pleaded, just win. And the Bengals fought hard, getting back up every time they got knocked down by the Denver Broncos. The intensity you couldn't question. The Bengals were ready to play. You could see it on the very first play the Bengals ran. Corey Dillon picked up 12 yards. And there was some imagination in the offense. On a first down play, Dillon ran right and reversed to Damon Gibson, who put the Bengals into a short yardage situation. And with Darnay Scott having to watch the action from the bench, Neil O'Donnell had to look for other people. In this case, Gibson again, who got behind his man and picked up big yardage to the Broncos' 8-yard line.
I think it was a big play for us, but as you know, we didn't get a touchdown out of this, so it really doesn't matter.
The Bengals didn't move another yard, and Doug Pelfrey came on. He was just getting warmed up. The Bengals led it 3-0. Midway through the first period, the Broncos caught up. Terrell Davis made people miss in picking up a good chunk of yardage into Cincinnati territory.
And he's a good back. You know, he didn't get 1,000 yards after 7 games, you know, just out there walking around.
John Elway's another Broncos weapon, as is Ed McCaffrey, who was by himself in the secondary most of the afternoon. The Bengals, though, stiffened, so Jason Elam kicked a 33-yard field goal to tie the game at 3. But then the Bengals came right back with offensive movement. The big play, this O'Donnell pass to Tony McGee, proof positive the Bengals do possess a tight end.
I think with any offense, it's very important that you keep it balanced. And, you know, you saw a lot of different guys making plays today, a lot of different receivers and running backs getting their hands on the ball.
But from the 4, John Mobley was punching at Corey Dillon as soon as he got the ball. The fumble was recovered by Bill Romanowski. It didn't stop the Bengals' momentum. John Elway got sacked by Michael Bankston to stop one drive, and that led to another solid Bengals drive down the field for the offense. Again, they moved to the 5. But again, here comes Doug. Out goes Neil. Got to settle for a field goal, which means the Bengals had penetrated the 10 3 times and had only 6 points.
Oh, you can't give a team like that chances. You know, they're just too good.
And this Denver team is blessed. Elway hits McCaffrey, who fumbles on the dead run to teammate Rod Smith, who rambles to the 13. The defense tightens, so Elam booted another field goal to tie the game at 6, which led to this nice series near the end of the half. O'Donnell to McGee, who makes a good diving catch.
Talk about that rhythm, that sync, and we had that today. You know, we moved the football against probably the best team in the country right now.
O'Donnell up top to Pickens, who has Ray Crockett pushing and shoving at him, enough to merit an interference call. Then after an exasperating series that moved the ball from the 2 back to the 17, O'Donnell fired into the middle of the end zone, where Damon Gibson showed some good hops for a Bengals touchdown. The moment was so good, Elvis came back to life. But the special teams brought us back to reality. High snap, no kick. The Bengals miss an extra point.
1 point, it's amazing how 1 point is like one putt, you know. It was ugly. It changed everything we had to do.
The Bengals still led by 6 points at the end of the half, but a half remained. Early in the third quarter, Elway found Willie Green being stared at by Thomas Randolph, 13-12 Broncos. But then late in the quarter, Elway was high with a pass. Shannon Sharp tipped it to Sam Shane, and the Bengals grabbed back some steam. Into the final period, O'Donnell hit Carl Pickens, crossing over the middle. It got a first down and prolonged the drive. But then Pickens, in an overt act of selfishness, jumped to his feet as if to say, "About time, glad you finally threw it to me."
Well, they were double covered him. They were playing, they were rolling to him virtually every time, which was, you know, with Darnay sitting by me. Darnay was in street clothes sitting by me. I would have done the same thing.
The Bengals then retook the lead when O'Donnell clicked with James Hunden just before James was laid out.
I really couldn't tell you exactly, you know, how I felt or what happened. All I know is I was on the turf with the ball.
The Bengals, though, tried to convert for 2 points. They couldn't do it. Denver didn't waste any time in retaking the lead. Terrell Davis finished a 68-yard drive. By taking it off tackle, Denver was up by a point. They tried to go up by 2 more, but their conversion also failed when Bankston and Greg Myers stuffed the run. But moments later, as fans were offering some suggestions for a better Bengals team, Von Hebron charged in and blocked a Lee Johnson punt, and the Broncos made the recovery.
Punt protection is the same thing. You know, whether it's 3 plays in a row or 1 play, it's the same thing. They made the play, and we didn't execute it.
It took the Broncos only 2 plays. Elway bought time in the backfield, sprinted to his right, and hit a sliding Ed McCaffrey for the score. It was 26-18. The Bengals, though, didn't quit. They hurried the ball down the field. The biggest play was this pass to Carl Pickens to the 2-yard line. 2 plays later, O'Donnell looked to his tight end again, Marco Battaglia, a superb one-handed catch for the score. The Bengals then tied the game when Pickens caught the 2-point conversion in front of Ray Crockett. It was 26-all. This was all that was left on the clock.
2:54, we probably scored too early. That's crossed my mind.
First, the Broncos got a run back to the middle of the field. Then they covered a quarter more of the field when Elway threw to McCaffrey. From the 5, Terrell went left and just managed to get inside for the go-ahead score. The Bengals also countered with a good run back, but they couldn't counter with a good offensive series. They fall to the Broncos by a touchdown. But certainly the question of this week, asked by fans, is how can you play so well against the Super Bowl champs and so poorly against the rest of the league?
I was asking myself the same question, what is it? I think we practice hard, I don't think we practice any different from preparing for Tennessee or Denver. I think it's a mindset amongst this team, and whatever it is, we have to have the mindset like we had today and come out and play consistent ball for the rest of the season.
You know what? I can care less what people say. I can really give a about what people say. I get paid to play football, and that's my job, to show up every weekend to give us the opportunity to win.
The fans also want that opportunity. Their patience is wearing thinner each and every week.